A large-scale military drill called Jade Helm 15 is launching today in 7 states, including Texas, Louisiana, Florida, and Utah. The main mission of the exercise is to train the so-called unconventional warfare in deserted and remote areas, to train soldiers how to operate in difficult conditions.
A large-scale military exercise held by the U.S. Army called Jade Helm 15 is launching today. It will involve thousands of military men across 7 states. Some trainings even involve the special ops blending in with civilians. And as Alexei Orshevsky reports, lack of information on such operations has caused a bit of paranoia among local residents.
Military exercises and drills are not something uncommon, whether it's in the United States or anywhere across the world. But it's not every time that such exercises become a reason for public
Texas
alone. More than 1,200 military men will take part in this exercise. There will be different sorts of trainings, including nightly helicopter extraction, hostage takeovers, and even a role play modeled after the French resistance to Nazi occupation during World War II. The level of realism sought by the planners of this exercise is so high that it's unclear now whether the troops will actually try to blend in with civilians during this training. According to a PowerPoint presentation prepared by the military organizers, some of the Jade Helm 15 participants may conduct suspicious activities, I quote, and part of their trainings and others will be wearing civilian attire and driving civilian vehicles. In several instances, the Army even asked for public facilities or abandoned, let's say, hospitals to be presented to them for this exercise.
Essentially, you could say this is a dress rehearsal for a war. Well, a lot of people might object to that phrase, a dress rehearsal for a war. But the fact of the matter is that we see military exercises, not just by the US, but by pretty much every major world power on an ongoing, continual basis. And there are a couple reasons for this. First, they have to know the equipment works, because imagine needing a plane to fly and then finding out it doesn't when you're in the air. Second, they need to have their personnel trained, right? And third, and for our purposes, maybe most interestingly, we will see military exercises start taking place in areas of global tension. Right?
The main mission of the exercise is to train the so-called unconventional warfare in deserted and remote areas, to train soldiers how to operate in difficult conditions. It's estimated that in Texas alone, more than 1,200 military men will take part in this exercise. There will be different sorts of trainings, including nightly helicopter extraction, hostage takeovers, and even a role play modeled after the French resistance to Nazi occupation during World War II.
We found some interesting stuff, especially the rumor that these unused Walmarts were going to be staging areas or FEMA collection camps, and that there were underground tunnels. Well, I guess most tunnels are underground, but there were tunnels connecting these different facilities. And concerns about Jade Helm and what this program entails extend all the way to political officials. The governor, also Senator Ted Cruz, they both reached out to both the public of Texas and the people in the Pentagon. Now, what really has people wary of Jade Helm 15 is that it is so large. There have been so many other domestic military exercises or espionage activities. You know, how do we role play and catch a spy, for instance? However, this is one of the first and only, as far as we know, publicly acknowledged thing to have this many people in this many places doing this many things. And we looked at some of the official sources, even PowerPoints, which you can find online, and they say things like, Jade Helm is a challenging 8-week joint military and interagency unconventional warfare exercise conducted throughout Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, Nevada, Utah, and Colorado. This is a special forces kind of thing, and regardless of whether it's a group of people taking over a state, it is disturbing to think that the military might be conducting operations in your town.
But all in all, information about this particular drill is very scarce. Not a lot is known about where and how the training will be actually conducted, and this has become the reason for unease among people living in the areas. In particular, the InfoWars website recently reported that the acronym for the Helm could be the Homeland Eradication of Local Militants. Some in Texas even go as far as believing that the actual reason for these exercises is to completely militarily take over Texas. The New York Times reported that in several parts of Texas, residents were either burying some of their firearms to hide them, or to the contrary, some farmers rumored to have been buying thousands and thousands of rounds of ammunition. But also some of the local officials are saying that this is not a problem at all. One of the mayors in Texas, the mayor of the town of El Dorado, even said that the Army could use his ranch in this military exercise. So strong the level of public concern has been in relation to the Jade Helm 15 military exercise that there's now even a protest movement called Counter Jade Helm, and these guys are looking to follow the military gear and to report to a special website as to how the military exercise is going. We're expecting that Jade Helm will last for at least another 8 weeks. Alexei Rashevsky, RT, reporting from New York City.